This is the ingredients for our Cheatham butter cake. Super simple ingredients. Most of us have this in our cabinet. No brand specific. I even add some jam on top. You can even add strawberries in the summertime. It's a really good cake. It's like a pound cake, really. So we're gonna go through it pretty quick. This is for my dry ingredients. I usually always do a dry ingredients bowl. You'll see as you watch some of my recipes. And then I'll do a wet ingredients bowl. Just I like to mix the dry ingredients really good, and I like to make sure my eggs and things like that are mixed really well. That's kind of how I like to do my recipes. In this, it does take a lot of butter. We're gonna melt the butter in just a minute. It needs to cook for about 45 minutes to an hour, depending on where you live. Sometimes temperature and how long it takes to cook can vary in your oven. Another thing you'll see the ingredients. I'm not picky on brands. The only thing I would say that use butter. Don't scoop it out of a tub and try to measure it. You want to use real butter. Don't use that nasty stuff in a tub. I've already got my flour measured out. So I got 3 1/4 cup flour, and then I'm gonna add 2 cups of sugar. And sorry, this view is not really good. I was trying to get like everything for you guys. So I'm gonna add 2 cups of sugar. These are awesome. Amazon. I buy in bulk. So like I said, we don't have a lot of good stores here. I do a lot of canning. I have a lot of these in my cabinet pantry that we'll do another show how organized, because I do buy bulk. I make trips to the big bulk store, and I can label everything and keep it organized so it's on hand. 2 cups of sugar with my flour, 3 1/4 cups flour, and then I'm gonna do a teaspoon of salt. Sorry, my flat top is sensitive sometimes. So I'm gonna do a teaspoon of salt. Then I'm going to do, I used to know all this by heart. I used to make it so much, but I haven't made it in a little bit. Teaspoon of baking soda. This is awesome. It's refillable. So I like that because sometimes baking soda does get stale. So I like this because you can actually close it tight, and it's awesome. And then, let's see, baking powder, a teaspoon. And you can notice I'm not like one for like, oh, it's got to be exact. I just don't cook that way. Then we're gonna do, I think that's it for our dry ingredients. Sugar, powder, baking soda. Yep. So I just stirred that a little bit. Just mix it up. And you don't have to do this. It's just, I guess because most recipes kind of, you do have to do it. So I just get in the habit of doing it. It just take a minute and kind of stir it. It kind of lightens up the flour too. So until it does make it a little fluffier. So I like that. Just stir it up a bit. And that's good. And then I've already melted my butter. Just soften it just a little bit. All you have to do is just kind of soften it. And then if you trust yourself, you can crack your eggs. So it takes 3 sticks of butter, and then so it's 1 1/2 cups. So it's 3 sticks of butter. Then we're gonna do 4 eggs. And then we're going to do a cup of buttermilk. Only thing I like buttermilk for is this, and for biscuits. covered buttermilk, and then we got our 4 eggs, and then we're going to do let's see, and vanilla. I'm not a snob on vanilla. I'll use imitation. I don't care. And then it's 3 teaspoons of vanilla, and I will add a little extra because I love vanilla. Never have too much vanilla. Okay, so then we're just gonna add all of this to the mixer. I'm sorry, I can't see this really well. I'm probably in your way. No big deal, you're just adding it to the mixer. And then I'm just gonna mix it for a little bit till it's all mixed well. I'll be right back. I'll just add a little bit. The flour won't be flying like everywhere. Okay, I'll show it to y'all in just a second. So I'll just keep mixing it. It's really blended. It is kind of doughy. Not quite like the consistency of bread, but it is pretty doughy. Okay, these are the loaf pans I did earlier, so I'm just going to poke holes all throughout, and you can use whatever you want to poke holes. I just use a fork, it's easier, but I'm just going to poke holes. Now, a wonderful assistant's going to grab the butter off the stove and just pour some of it. I'm just going to pour it over.
With the spoon or with the pan?
You can just lightly pour. We're not going to do it all.
I'm scared I'm going to spill it.
Just lightly pour it over.
I don't know.
Just right down the middle is fine. Can't mess it up. Just don't use it all because we got to have some for the other.
You don't know?
Yeah, I'll put some on this one. And it'll soak in like, that's good. So it'll soak in, oh, maybe a little bit more on this one. There you go. You can see it'll soak in after a little bit. This is the loaf all done. You could also add like cinnamon through it to make like a swirl crumb cake too. Jam on top, strawberries, whatever you want, combination you want to do. Okay, so the bundt cake is out of the oven, and I've already poked holes in it. So I just, like the others, the bread pans, I just went around them and went around it and poked holes. It looks like a lot, and it's okay if it runs over. You can clean up your mess later. I'm just pouring all this butter sauce over it, and it will soak in there. Like I said, some of it will run over and make a mess, but it's okay. It'll soak through, and it will be so good. All right, so this is the bundt pan that we just got out of the oven a few minutes ago. We did want to share something we found at the store today. Of course, everything is pumpkin pie, and this is amazing.
Is this gonna show up Saturday?
We've already dipped a few times in it with this, and it is amazing. And we're gonna try it again for you guys. But it goes great on this. It's good by itself, but we're just trying to give y'all options. Also wanted to show you guys the little bundt pans we have. Kaylee's like, yum. The little bundt pans we have because you can make individual desserts and top them the way you want. They're really cute for little showers and get-togethers and stuff. And this is a really heavy, sturdy pound cake. So it holds up well with whatever you want to put with it. But guys, it's amazing. It's so moist. The family already wiped out the whole loaf earlier. It's so good. Good luck.